We have Brian Fikes and Greg Howes joining us right now. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hello.
So you guys own Two Flew the Coop in Sacramento. For those who aren't familiar with your business, just briefly describe what is Two Flew the Coop.
So Two Flew the Coop, our kind of tagline is everything for backyard chickens. We retail artisan coops. We also sell Modesto milling, premium organic feed, and then we offer education through Soil-Borne Farms and the Natural Foods Co-op. And then we do private consultations and things for people as well.
And something worth mentioning, you guys are a very small business.
Yeah, I always say, it's not really even a mom and pop business or it's more of a mom and pop. That's how small it is.
It is a small-time operation.
Last time we profiled your business, it was 2019. Now we're 2020. There were a couple new developments personally. Brian, you were working at the state.
Yes, March 9th this year was my last day at work, and the 10th was my first day of retirement. And I think on the 17th, the governor did his order to stay at home. Got out just before all the madness.
He had good
happening.
timing, as they say.
Now, Brian, since you retired, have you been a little more involved with the business?
It's still been about the same amount of work. Instead of being at the state Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, those hours are now freed up.
And he's around here an awful lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we're able to go outside.
Distance can be forgiving.
So how were things going into 2020?
It was kind of business as usual for us. Everything looked to be, normal at that point before, everything kind of hit and the rug was pulled out from all of us. It was looking to be, we always look forward to spring. It's kind of the time of year when baby chicks come for sale at the feed stores. And really the season for chickens, although we keep them all year, it's really the season gets started in kind of early spring.
You were about to do like a little Northern California tour on educating people.
We had kind of contracted with the mill that we sell feed for, Modesto Milling out of Modesto, to do a series of kind of like Chick 101s at feed stores throughout Northern California. And we were able to do one, and then, again, everything just hit and everyone had to cancel. So hopefully we can offer that next year.
Yeah. And so I imagine there was probably an increase in business. All of a sudden, everybody's, stuck at home, and I'm sure there was an influx in raising backyard chickens during this quarantine.
There was a little bit of an increase. It became people were buying chickens like they were toilet paper, pasta, and hand sanitizer. We kind of, it's sort of a joke, but it's the truth. I did speak with Connie out of Bradshaw Feed, who's the manager out there. They're probably the largest source for baby chicks in the Sacramento area. And she said it was like they were giving away gold for a few months there because people were coming in and they would have lines out the door to get baby chicks. This is unprecedented. It's normally active in the springtime for people to get chicks, and it was crazy this year.
So wait, was there a chicken shortage?
There was. Absolutely. I mean, again, people were waiting sometimes in line an hour or two before the feed stores opened. That's how crazy it was. Well, it was like getting Rolling Stone tickets.
But when there was the scare with the food insecurity, people not finding eggs at the supermarket or whatever, so they were like, oh, we're going to buy baby chicks. It'll be something the whole family can do.
That really is what spurred the big impetus to buy baby chicks was the food insecurity.
Remember, everybody started baking,
right?
With the shutdown, and then there were no eggs at the store, no yeast. So people probably thought, I'll have my own eggs. I'll get some chickens.
Of course, it takes about 6 months.
6 months for the eggs to be there.
From baby chick to maturity, about 6 months, but yeah.
But that had to be kind of concerning for you guys though, right? Because, it's an impulse buy almost.
You remember, Tyler, from our class, we always say it should never be an impulse buy. And I think in many cases it probably was. We also spoke with a vet recently too, and she was really alarmed because she was getting a lot of calls from people that had no idea what they were doing. They were on the front line. And then things kind of trickle and filter to us for feed and then also for coops too. So we did see an increase.
Has the business been affected any other way?
We were concerned when
Initially,
we first started.
Concerned about traveling.
Would we be able to continue, doing what we're doing? But the fact is that we're considered, essential because it's to feed, people's livestock. So we were able to continue, what we were doing, because we were concerned about going to pick up our feed orders in Modesto and crossing county lines and whatnot. But we were okay.
So, I mean, for you guys, not much has changed really in how you're operating, and right?
It did affect the coop sales too, because we've had a good relationship with two of the local nurseries. And with the shutdown at the nurseries, it was hard to have a coop present over there.
Yeah, so
presence.
That's true. We really have sold mostly from our property here. We've always, we called it being very Mayberry-esque and old-fashioned.
Good morning, Russ. I've got feed for you.
Folks can kind of come by, at their will, as long as they let us know when they want to come by and pick up feed, and we can leave it out for them, and they just drop payment in our mailbox. So this way we can be totally, contact free, if folks want to be. Certainly there are some folks that need help and they need it loaded in their trunk. We're fine to do that, but we wear a mask and whatnot. So actually converting to sort of COVID protocols, we were kind of doing and offering some of that anyways. So it wasn't a big sort of change of operations for us. And sorry, I think the phone's going off. We'll see if we can get rid of that.
Speaking of, I love your voicemail.
Well, that's because you haven't heard it like 3,000 times. I think many of our friends are pretty tired of it.
Well, how are the chickens doing? How are the ladies? Have they been?
The ladies are doing well. They inquired about you. Like I said, they were curious as to how they could possibly untie your tennis shoes virtually. But they're doing well.
Have the chickens been helping you stress-wise, emotionally, I guess?
That's really a great question. And it's something, yes, for us personally, but I am hearing that from, when people will come and pick up feed, they're like, thank goodness, I have my chickens. They have been a wonderful diversion during this. So yes, they really have helped in their own way.
Somebody has a lot to say this morning.
She does.
So what's next for you guys?
We're planning on shutting down next week and going to the south of France. I wish that were true.
We've been doing day-to-day like everyone else. And hopefully, if they get a vaccine, next year we'll be able to do the seminar circuit again. Because we really enjoy the educational outreach part of our business.
Yeah, it really is. What's nice about the classes and seminars and lectures and things is that these are people that are brand new or just starting on their backyard poultry adventure. And it's so exciting and new for them. And of course we love poultry and always will, but it rekindles that spark in us, I'd say. It's really fulfilling that way.
And I do talk too, but as you noticed, he can talk nonstop without taking a breath.
Before we wrap it up real quick, is there anything that you would like to mention that maybe I didn't touch on?
Because we are not offering any, scheduled and formal classes or lectures right now, people are more than welcome to call us. If they need some advice and information, those that are new, we're glad to help in any way that we can.
Hi, you've reached the home of Two Flew the Coop. Thanks so much for calling. Goodbye now.